Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This past weekend, I attended a conference, and let me just say the conference was amazing. Amazing speakers, great nuggets, great gems was dropped this entire weekend, and some amazing takeaways that I got from it. Now, when I look at these speakers and I see the things that they had to overcome, it made me want to ask this question on what excuses do you make? What excuses are you coming up with as to why it's not possible? Now, there's an excuse for absolutely everything. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody and you asked them, well, not you asking them, but them saying they wanted to do something, and you asked them, well, why you're not doing it? And the excuse is, well, I got this going on, I got that going on, I don't have the money. What if it don't work out? I'm afraid. Just all these reasons as to why it can't be done. Now, when I look at one of the speakers that was there, his name was Inky Johnson. And if you don't know who he is, Google him. But he has an amazing story. But to make the long story short, he hurt his arm back in 2006 in a football game. And that injury allowed his right arm to be paralyzed. Now, when you look at that, he could have came up with all these excuses on why he couldn't keep living life. He could have used that as a crutch to stay stagnant. He could have used that as a reason to live a mediocre life that he didn't want and be content with the status quo. And what's so crazy is that he probably would have believed that excuse had he kept trying to convince himself as well as others that this is the reason why he couldn't keep going. But he didn't do that. He allowed that pain. He turned that into something purposeful. He turned that into a passion. He turned that into inspiring and motivating other people. He didn't allow that to break him. He allowed that to make him better. If you look at his story, he's been overcoming many adversities in his life. And some of us can't even survive a paper cut. And what's so interesting is that we'll continuously make these excuses as a justification to stay in the same position. And why do you feel like you don't deserve better? Why you don't feel like happiness can come your way? Fear to me is another sign of an excuse, meaning that we make excuses because we're scared. We're scared of the uncertainty. We're scared of the unknown. We're actually scared that it might work out. Some people have been so unhappy their whole lives that if something great was to happen to them, they wouldn't know how to receive it because all they know is misery. And it's sad that we actually put ourselves in a box like that to think that there's nothing better for our lives. And so I really do admire this guy, and I really do admire his story because it lets me realize that there's no excuse in the world as to why I can't get nothing done. And I feel the same way for you who's ever watching this video. And I don't know what you've been through. It's not for me to know. But what I will say is that we all face adversities. We all face hardships. We all face something. Life isn't error free. You're not going to get out of life without going through anything. It's how you go through it that's going to determine whether or not if you're going to be able to keep going. So I just really wanted to share this with everybody because you got to start killing the excuses. You got to let go of the reasons as to why it can't be done and come up with the adjustments on why it can be. Inky Johnson left this question, and I want to leave this question with you as well. And that question is, at what point will you be stronger than your strongest excuse? And that's a powerful question because it just goes to show that we can come up with any excuse. But at what point are you going to be sick and tired? At what point are you going to say, you know what? I'm tired of this life. I'm tired of living mediocre. I'm tired of being content with the status quo. I'm tired of thinking that nothing else is better for me. Let me start pursuing life and let me start figuring out solutions to the problems that I have. Let me start coming up with the adjustments on the excuses that I keep bringing up. So if you like this video, please share it with other people because you got to give yourself the permission to be happy. You got to give yourself the permission to know that you do deserve better. But in order for you to really know that you deserve better, you got to let go of the excuses and you got to start creating adjustments. So until next time, guys, own your happiness, own your peace, and own your great.